Hey guys, so welcome to a complete guide on how to beat Sons of the Forest. We're going to include everything in this game, even some of the best loot options that you can find throughout this entire map. Now you should know that this map is a giant map with a snow mountain in the middle of it. However, most of it will take place on the top left side of the map here. As you can see here, you have one of three spawn locations. So you will probably spawn at one of these three locations. The one that I started in this video is going to be at the snow mountain, but there's also one in the beach and one in the middle of the forest. But you will get accustomed to learning this area very quick because you're going to have to explore it quite thoroughly. Now, to be brief and quick, at the beginning of the game, you obviously have to loot and find as many things as you can. This is a survival game. You will have to manage your thirst, your hunger, and your rest, and keep those at a maximum. You might even need to build a base to help you coordinate and keep food going and stuff so that you can keep playing the game. Now, the first item that you probably never looted at the beginning of the game, because I don't think many people did. So we're at the crash site over here. There's an item located at every single crash site that is a can opener used to open up canned foods. The one at the Snow Mountain is literally just up this little river over here. It will lead to a point here. And this will go to a frozen lake with some tents that you can loot. And you'll see on the ground, there will be the bolt cutter or the can opener. Sorry, not bolt cutter. It's a can opener to open cans for food, cat food. Very yummy. Of course, the very first thing you need to do in your inventory is open up the emergency pack so that you can get access to the map. And I'm going to show you how this all works. Now, the key item you're going to use in the game here is your GPS tracker, which you press M to open up as if it's a map, and you can press the middle mouse button to zoom in and out, and you can see here you can actually see the whole entire map from this ice mountain area here. We are in fact going to collect all those different nodes across the map. Those are actually locations that we're going to be going to receive certain parts, but we have to do it in a specific order so that you can progress in the game story, because not all of them will be accessible right now. So if you get a view of this map over here, you see that first purple marker, the one that is in between those three green things right over there. That is the first location we're going to go to. You'll see once we get here, actually in front of us will be a rock. You have to be on the top side of this cliff here, and you're going to actually use your hatchet, your little emergency axe, and you're going to break this rope. That is going to drop a body of a hanging guy all the way to the bottom. Here you can see his body. Now you're going to be getting two things here. You're going to get his GPS locator tracker that you can use to mark different base locations or different things around the world as you please to find them as an icon on your map like this. But you'll also find the flashlight, which comes in handy to use throughout the game, like in some of the caves. Now, before you go anywhere else, look towards this direction. As you can see on my map in the game over here, we're going to zoom in. You see where those two roads kind of disappear before touching each other right ahead in this direction? This is where we're going to go. So just follow me over here. This is where you're going to be getting the modern axe. It's actually going to be a nice upgrade to the axe that you're holding right now. And it's going to be perfect for chopping down trees and doing, well, other axe-like activities like, hitting enemies and stuff for the beginning of the game. You'll see this area is an abandoned campsite, and you'll see there is a guy lying against a tent here, and he has the modern axe in his chest. And this is how you're going to get the modern axe, and you can also loot everything else here too. As a quick little tip, you're also able to break electronics to get circuit boards out of them. So even things like this radio over here, you can break it and you can pick up a circuit board that you can use to craft other things. Okay, so whip out your map again and zoom out all the way. This time we're going to be looking at that purple marker that is in the ocean. That is the next location we're going to go to. Okay, so we're here, but before you go into the ocean, you can see the little red thing in the ocean. That is where we're going. It's a little kind of life raft boat thing that you can go and collect a pistol. You're going to be getting your first gun here. But before you go there, there is a little campsite or a little washed up person and some stuff. Inside this guy's hand is actually going to be a pistol rail, which you'll be able to attach to the pistol that you're just about to get. So it's a nice attachment to pick up just before you go there. You also get some ammo too. Okay, to get to the life raft is super simple. In fact, you just have to swim there. Just note that a shark will spawn just as you're about to get to it, but it should only get you to the lowest half health. So you should be able to survive. If you have armor at this point, that's great. However, if you don't have armor, just make sure you have full health and you climb the raft as soon as you get there. Remember, you can hold shift to swim fast. It didn't even attack us. We're safe. Inside the raft, you can get another GPS locator, which you can place and use. You can obviously right-click to change what kind of marker you want it to do, just in case you didn't know this. And you'll find the gun on this book right over here for you to loot. And this is where you get your first, real nice weapon that you can actually enjoy using. Don't forget to attach your pistol rail. All you have to do is combine, combine, and combine. Boom, boom. There's also more attachments in the game that I'm going to show you how to get, like a silencer, as well as a laser sight. In case you are wondering why I have an ammo counter at the bottom of the screen, it's because I have a mod that allows me to do it. But what we're going to do here is actually kill the shark. And it's just one shot to the head, which is fantastic. I think it's dead. Anyway, you need to swim back. So good luck. Hope it's dead. I think it's dead. I'm going to swim. Just hold shift. Remember to like sprint swim. If your stamina is going down, it means you're swimming the fastest you can. And just swim to the mainland before you get attacked. Okay, from this location, if you look at your map again, zoom out all the way to the furthest zooming out method over here, you're going to see here there's that purple one over there. We can't do that just yet, but you're going to see there's a cave entrance on the beach very, very north of us from this location in terms of this map. There actually is no north, south, and west and east and stuff. It's very confusing. But anyway, that cave location right at the top of the map is where we're going to be going now. All right, we're at this location over here where the cave is. It's literally just in that little, tunnel over there by that little, small cliff. This is actually one of the spawn points, by the way. In case you spawned here, you should remember where this was because you spawned right on the beach there by those, hanging bodies. But if we zoom in a little bit, the area that we're actually going to is the beach directly across this side over here. So if you look at my map, what I'm looking at right now, we're going across the water to that side over there. As you can see here, as you get closer here, you'll see there's some boats that have been deflated, as well as a little bit of a campsite. Although it's very easy to miss the first time, there is actually a machete sticking in this raft over here. So go ahead and pick that up. That's a nice little machete that you can use as a weapon. And at the tent over there, there is a guy who's going to have a shotgun rail in his hand, which you're not going to be using right now, but you'll be able to use it and attach it to a shotgun that we're going to be getting later on. Okay, so now we're actually going to go back to that cave that we just paused earlier on. That is the cave that we're going to go into now to retrieve the Rebreather as well as the stun gun, which we need to progress in order to get the shovel. So as a quick overview on the map, here is where it's located, so you can just get your bearings in case you didn't come here for the machete the first time. Okay, so let's go into this cave. Now, this is going to be a little dangerous, but you should know in this game that you can actually just run past the enemies. You just got to be very careful that you keep your health all the way maxed out and your energy as high as possible, as well as your water and your hunger and everything like that. Loot everything in the first area. There is an air tank over here that you're going to need for later, so take that with you. You will find more throughout the game. We're just going to progress until you find a guy hanging from the roof. When you get to this little crossroad over here where you see all the different bones, if you go right, you'll lead yourself all the way to the stun gun. In this cave, you will find a part where there is a radio that is playing music. Now, I could make a full walkthrough on where to go and how to walk, but if you're playing on anything other than peaceful, it's very hard to concentrate on where you're going, so you might just have to run past all the enemies, look very thoroughly on the ground as quickly as you run past, because with enemies all over, it's going to be very difficult to take your time, and at most points, you don't really even get a chance to kill everything. But in this area of the cave that I went down now, you can see here, it actually comes up to a point where I can get the stun gun, which is hanging by this guy who's also hanging, and the stun gun is stuck by a hand in this weird gooey stuff. And this is where you get the stun gun. You can see here, this is actually a dead end, so we're going to go back this way. But as long as you know the stun gun is here, it means you still need to explore this cave if you didn't get it the first time. Just for reference, the intersection point is actually the one where all the bones and everything was on the ground. The Rebreather is going to be towards the left instead, so we're going to go follow the river, follow the water for the Rebreather. There won't be any other segments that split up and go different directions from here, so it will be very easy to follow. It's just confusing to do when there's so many enemies and it's so dark like this. But that's why I recommend you have the flashlight and bring batteries at least to recharge your flashlight if it goes flat. Once you get to the end of the cave here, there is a shark in the water. Be careful about that, but there will be a section over here where you can find the Rebreather right over here and you can pick that up. There's also a ton of loot around as well that you can pick up. If you kill the shark with one bullet to the head, you're able to go into the water and your Rebreather will equip automatically, and then you can practice while swimming. And you just keep track of your oxygen over there with the oxygen tanks you have. We only have one tank because we picked up one at the entrance of this cave. Make sure you don't use too much of it so you save it for later unless you get another oxygen tank later, because you will need one for another cave. But this will allow us to swim to the exit and leave the cave safely, right in the ocean actually, and it's nighttime. So as you exit that cave, we're actually going to be heading all the way back inland. So you can see from this area that you can see, we have one dungeon or cave that's marked further ahead near our helicopter by the ice mountain. And then there's the one that's behind like a lake in the middle of the greenery. We're actually going to go there. So let's head to this big lake first. This giant big lake right over here. And when you're at this lake over here, you'll see there's the cave. We're actually going to that other little kind of like water section that's this direction. As you can see up ahead, that's maybe a bit too zoomed in. You can see right over here. This little water section over here, this is where we need to be. So again, looking at the map location where I am right now, we're on this side of this little water over here. There is a helicopter. If you do find the helicopter, that is exactly what we're looking for. Now, by this helicopter, you'll actually find another pistol rail, some bullets, and you'll find the pistol silencer. So if you want to have silenced pistol, which is really good actually, because the enemies do not hear silenced bullets, which is great, because if you use loud bang, all enemies come towards you. If you use silent bang, you're safe. Trust me, you want to use this, especially for the later caves that you're going to use later on where you might actually need to kill some stuff. But for most of the other caves in the game, you can actually just run past everything and be okay. You don't have to kill anything. Okay, fantastic. Now that you're here, we're actually going to head towards the cave that is closest to that little like weird like lake that has all the rivers connecting to it in the middle over here. Let me zoom out big like this. You can see here where we are right now. We're going to this cave in this direction, the one that's closest to the shore from here. So let's go there. Now, while the cave entrance is over here, before we go in there, there is actually a stun baton that you can find if you follow this pathway out here and we actually go up to the river. There is some loot boxes over there that you can grab. But from here, if we actually look left and you go up the river upstream, you'll see here there's like this little like thing with skulls on. This actually is where you get the stun baton. So you can get a nice zzz kind of baton, just jab someone with this. I don't know. Okay, so let's go back into this cave. And in this cave, we're going to be getting the rope gun. We're going to get a cross that basically scares like evil monsters away, which is quite funny. But the rope gun is something that you're going to use to make zip lines or be able to ride zip lines, which you need for the final cave, which is going to have your shovel in it. Okay, so let's go explore this cave and show you where to get everything. As usual, I'm playing on peaceful mode here, so I don't have any enemies. You might need to do this while running past all the enemies. If you really want to fight them, you can, but you're probably going to be here for a couple hours because it's insane. At the beginning of the cave, as usual, there is loot all over the place that you can pick up. Just follow along with the pathway of the cave here. It will open up to a big chamber down below. At this point, there will be enemies roaming around here. Now, there is no pathway down there. You're actually going to be heading towards the left, but there is loot over there. So run down to the right side and hug the right wall and pick up all the loot that you can as you progress down that section over there to continue the cave. But if you go to this right area first over here, you will see there is actually a cross in a hand that is dismembered in front of the light here. And this is where you can pick up the cross before continuing along this path down there. On this side, you'll actually find two bodies, one on a letter, just some like an email letter that you can pick up, with red lamp storage or something. Throughout the game, you can pick up various emails that kind of hint to like what's happening in the story. Let's just continue down this pathway. As you get to this section over here, you'll see a very creepy monster. This is easily dealt with a grenade. So just take out a grenade and throw it. That's pretty much it. And boom. Yeah. If you don't have grenades, there are time bombs next to this guy on the floor here that you can use as well. And now you got to walk through all this ooey gooey stuff. Ugh. As you progress further, the moment you see some lights and stuff again, there is an email on the floor that you can collect. When you progress further, there'll be bodies hanging from the roof and something drawn on the wall, but nothing to collect here. After a bit more progress, you'll see more hanging bodies and some bodies on the ground. There is loot on the right-hand side here, but nothing crazy. Although the cave is big, it's basically still in one direction that you need to go to. It doesn't split off into other paths, so that's nice and easy to follow. If you feel like you've been walking for ages, you probably have been because this is a really long cave. As you're walking along this cave, you'll see like a yellowish metal on the left here, and this will lead to another pathway. This will take you to the rope gun, but we're going to go to the right first, or technically to the straight path. And this will get you another email and some ammunition that you can pick up. If you come back down to the gold section, you can now proceed along this way, and this will take you to the final piece, the rope gun, and basically towards the end of the cave. Crouch through this little spot and walk through. If you stick to the right, you can quickly run through and just jump through this whole area without crouching on the left. And just proceed until you get to the end. Like I said, it's always a very long walk. But here is where you can get the rope gun, and this is what it looks like. And in order to exit the cave, you just literally aim at the rope that's right above here and ride it to the exit, which is nice and easy. So once you have the rope gun and the rebreather, we can finally go to the cave that has the shovel, and that's actually the one that's closest to the snow mountain, the one that's actually not in the snow mountain, but the one that's along the river. You can see north of the location where I'm looking at from. So where we are right now, that cave that is right at the top of the phone, that's where we need to go. When you get to this location, there's actually a nice freebie item that you can get right on the outside over here. So just to show you where we are on the map here, you can see again, this is our location, but putting phone away here, you'll see the guy in the middle actually has a slingshot that you can use. And this will allow you to shoot small stones and use it as like a little bit of a weapon to like maybe hunt birds for feathers. Okay, so when we enter this cave, there are three things we need to collect. We need to collect the shovel, which is going to be at the very end. We're going to get a pistol flashlight. That is right, a light that attaches directly to your pistol. Isn't that great? And then a wetsuit, which is like an apparel, like some like clothing that you can wear that kind of, I guess, helps you with not getting hungry or thirsty, depending on what the weather is outside. But a wetsuit's more for like swimming. In case you do want to collect that, that is in this cave as well. Okay, now follow along with me and let's go ahead. So you'll see right at the beginning of this cave here, you'll see like you can't really go anywhere. That's because you need to look at this wire above here and use the rope gun to go across to the next section of this cave. And that's why you needed the rope gun to come in here. Okay, so once you're on this section, you're actually supposed to go into the water and swim directly down, but make sure you do pick up like an oxygen tank over there where the light is, and there's also a guy over there with some loot that you can pick up too. But then you just have to go in the water, it will automatically equip your rebreather, and you just have to swim directly downwards. You can't miss it, there's like a hole in the ground over here in the water, and then you just turn around here and go down this little section here, and you just follow this pathway. At this point, this is probably where you'll first encounter actual enemies. So yeah, you're gonna have to like run out this water and run super fast and try not to get stuck because it's very easy to get stuck here. Otherwise, you need to bring lots of explosives or ammunition to just kill everything because it's really hard if you're just using a bow or you're trying to do melee because you will die very easily. But just note that you can run straight through. I did this in multiplayer with my friend Slappy Cheese, and we were able to run straight to the end without like anything hitting us while we were running, which was quite fun and scary as well. But it's also very easy to miss items, so I'm going to show you where to find the things you need to pick up. All right, so as you go up the slope that you just came out from the water, you'll see on the right-hand side here, there is another air tank and the wetsuit that I was talking about. So that's where you get those. Those will be the first things that you collect in this cave. Progress onwards, and we can find the pistol flashlight. But you'll first have to take down this water slide. Whee! So fun. As you land in the water, you actually just have to turn around again and go follow these lights down here, and this is the pathway you go. Once it opens up into a big cavern, you'll see two people here. Just keep progressing along to the next light. As you enter the big chamber that looks like this, you'll see there are multiple bodies on the ground wearing like this kind of like black or gray armor. The guy who is sitting against this rock over here has the pistol flashlight in his hand. And now we have a flashlight on our pistol. Isn't that cool? I don't know if it's as good as the actual flashlight, but we'll keep both on. I don't think it actually drains the light from the gun, which is fantastic. So you can have a light with your gun at all times. Now just keep progressing on further into the cave. You will see plenty of bodies along the way with crates that you can open. If you have the time and you're able to kill other enemies and loot the stuff, you can pick that stuff up. It's not super important. It's mostly explosives and grenades and arrows and ammunition. But if you're trying to stay alive while running from enemies, just keep running. Maybe it's probably the best. Just pick up that pistol flashlight and you're good. You'll then end up running into another section where you can go for another swim. So obviously just swim and follow the pathway that it takes you. You can't get lost. It is in one straight line. More enemies will be over here. Run and jump past them. Trust me, this is probably the trickiest part ever. I think I did get downed here just once. But if you literally sprint and you run through, make sure you take energy drinks and everything. Keep your energy and your stamina as high as possible. It's great. Right after that section here, you'll be able to pick up the shovel immediately by this guy over here. And you'll see there's like the futuristic building in the background, which looks pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, don't try to jump down here. You can't access this. This is just visual only. If you stand here and the enemies like dogpile you here, you are stuck and you are probably going to die. So pick up the shovel and then like quickly take a lift, and we're going to run back the way we came. Because there will be another exit that you can take. You don't have to run all the way back to the other exit, though. If you run further back into the cave, you'll see there is an actual exit that you can take throughout the cave. You will need to go through the water again, though. So go swim for the water and go across to the other side. You will have to run to that big giant open chamber again and keep progressing down the pathway you walked through previously. So just keep heading the opposite direction that you came when you ran in. When you pass the two construction workers, you will see there is this pathway that we're going to still take with the gold around it. Go through it here. These rocks will burst out on the left, and you'll see it's one of these enemies again. We'll need to use a grenade for this one again. So just throw a grenade or a timed bomb, something like that. It will blow it up, and we'll be able to progress through it. And then you can just run through, and this will lead you to the exit of the cave. All right, so now that we have the glorious shovel, we can finally head to the final purple marker that is on this side of the map over here. You can see here, looking at it, you can see it's on the very northern side, or, well, it's actually technically northwest. So we're going to progress to that purple marker now. And what you're going to find here is actually a grave site. Here it is, covered in all the trees. It is a grave site that, of course, you are going to need to dig up the grave. So grab your shovel, aim at the ground, and start left-clicking to just take out the dirt. And there we go. We can break it, and you can see the wonderful shotgun is in the hands of this dude over here, and you can also get another GPS locator to use. Now remember, we do have the shotgun, and we have the shotgun rail that we picked up at the beginning of the game that you can now combine as well. So put that on there. Nice. Okay, so now the next thing is not entirely necessarily needed, but because it's a cool weapon and I want to show you all the best loot that you can get in this game, it's the compound bow, right? And you did need the shovel for this. Now we're actually going to go this direction. So if you look at my map, we're actually going all the way past everything down towards the south, and we're just going to go there. To make this easy, I'm just going to quickly fly over it just to show you in the direction that we're processing, or progressing, I should say. We're actually going to keep heading this direction to find the compound bow. You'll see it's marked with a green icon on the map over here, so we're going to go and proceed all the way down to this location. It's really out of the way, so if you really want the compound bow, you're going to have to travel a big distance for it. But this is where it's located, and let's go ahead and go use the shovel and go open up and go inside the tunnel. You'll find it by these golf carts over here, and it is another dig site that you're going to need to dig through. And let's go inside the tunnel. This one is Maintenance B. All you have to do is proceed down this hallway. There's a little bit of water. Take the first door on the right, and you'll see, you should recognize this room. All the maintenance rooms look the exact same. There is another silencer on the table in case you wanted another silencer. You should note that you are able to pick up another gun in case you gave your gun to Virginia. The gun does respawn. Head into the bedroom over here, into the bathroom, and you'll see here the compound bow is next to this dead dude inside of the bath with his weird-ass looking head. But that's how you get the compound bow, and then you can leave here. There's not much else but just random loot. Now you can look back here, you're going to see all those different green, like flashing dots. Now is time to go to those different dots. From this angle, we're actually going to go to the one that is furthest and on the left. So let's go all the way to that furthest one on the left. At this location, you will find these golf carts. You'll probably find golf carts more often. You'll get printer resin, which you should know some of these locations allow you to print cool stuff within them. This one, however, is actually closed off until you get the shovel, so we need the shovel to get into this one. So you're actually going to go into this section over here. You can actually see it shows you a picture of the shovel icon. Just to quickly show you where this is again, you can see on my map just to kind of orienteer yourself with it, but it's this green flashing ping on your map. All you have to do is dig this up. And once you've moved all of the sand, you'll be able to open up the hatchway to go down into this, like, well, bunker thingy. This is the Maintenance A tunnel. Once you get down the stairs, you're just going to follow this hallway. I do believe the only enemy you encounter here are actual babies. Like the little, like, zombie baby things. You can shoot them once in the head with a bow and they should die. At least on normal difficulty. You can take the first door on the right into this room over here. There shouldn't be any enemies here. You can pick up an album cover on the thing. The printing table is over here, as well as an access card for the Maintenance Keycard. The orange access card. This is going to allow us to get into certain rooms in other places. You definitely need this card, so make sure you loot it in here. On the table left of it, you'll be able to find the laser sight, which you can attach to your pistol if you want. However, it attaches on the top, which makes it very difficult to aim, so I actually don't use it myself. If you explore the rest of the room, there are different items and things that you can pick up. In the bathroom, there'll actually be a tuxedo right over here. You can wear a tuxedo if you want and look fabulous. However, in single player, I cannot show you what it looks like. If we exit this room and we go down to the right to this creepy looking section here, where you probably already killed the babies, there's nothing more waiting for you except for the fireman axe. This is the strongest axe in the game. The Firefighter axe is incredibly powerful. You can take down trees like a monster now. It also does a heavy amount of damage. It's just very slow. And that's pretty much all you get inside of this maintenance tunnel. You can leave when you're ready. Okay, so the next location we're going to go to is also one of the green beeping icons. It's actually going to be the one that is nearest to the caves that we were at earlier. So you can see here in the distance, that one that's like right next to the cave above us, right at the top side of my map. That is the one we need to go to. It's this cave over here, just to be more specific, as you can see on my map. This cave entrance might be a little bit hard to find the first time you come here, but it's actually like on the slope over here. It's in this little cave over here. You'll find it by finding the golf cart and then just going up the hill right behind it. And let's go into the cave. Well, it's not so much a cave. It's actually like a bunker of sorts again. It just looks like a cave this time. As you progress through, you'll see it's actually very safe. There are no enemies on this side of the cave. There's nothing. Down there, we're going to go now. But first, let's actually go into this room and you can pick up some loot. Remember, it's always a good idea to save your game every time you are able to. Once you're done looting, you can go down this very light tunnel, and we're actually going to be using that maintenance keycard that we claimed at the other place to go through a special door over here. In this section over here, you'll see there is the door that we need to open, and we just have to swipe our maintenance keycard here. Now, in this section, you should know there are enemies up ahead. You are going to be encountering enemies. This is where I highly recommend you use the silenced pistol and you try sneakily take your headshots and slowly kill your way through this entire thing. We did it in multiplayer and it wasn't too bad actually. So just take your time and explore. On the right side is a giant pool. There's nothing really of relevance there. I'll lead you and I'll tell you when the next major item you need to collect is, because you're gonna have to kill your way through some stuff over here at least. You will be able to pick up an email and a tracksuit on these weights over here in this weight section. You can proceed up the stairs into the second floor without worrying about missing anything else. On the right side of the pool, as you're heading towards the next section, there is another email you can pick up and read. At the end of the pool, there's two different ways you can go. One is through this door over here. You can see there is a key card. You're going to use your maintenance key card to open there. But first, let's go towards the left and we'll come back for the store now. You'll notice on this bar table right in front of you, there is a guitar that you can pick up. And that's where you get the guitar. You'll also note there is another door in this room, but this door is going to require the access card of the next place that we're going to go to. So if you want to go through here, it's not 100% necessary, but once you get the key card later, you can come back here to go through here. But as you progress through these different booths, you'll see there is a table on the right-hand side where there is somebody lying on the table, and there is an access card here. Now, this is the guest key card, the blue guest key card. And you can use this for a different door in the next place that we're going to. So yeah, it's kind of like a bit of a mix matching things with these key cards. And this will be a dead end, so you can actually proceed back to that other door we saw earlier. And no, I know you're going to try it. It's not going to open to this door. You need the VIP card, which we're going to get at the next place for that door. So proceed back to the one where we're by the pool over here, and we're going to go down here. There are going to be enemies down this different section over here. You can be smart and you can pick them off from a distance like this. Just try go for those headshots. Using your pistol is great. If you want, you can use a shotgun too. The shotgun is amazing. When you reach this end of the hallway, you can see on the right-hand side, there will be babies down here, if I recall. This is the exit. Don't go there just yet. We're actually going to go to the back left of this room. There is a cinema. There are going to be some enemies in here. Make sure those weird, like, mouth tentacle enemies, use grenades on them. They will die instantly with grenades. There should be one in this room, if I recall. But in this room over here, the guy on the beanbag, he's going to have a chainsaw in the middle of him that you can collect, and that's where you get the chainsaw. And now you can proceed to the exit that I showed you earlier. When you do get to the exit, you'll see the tunnel splits, but don't worry, they both connect to the same place, so there's not a left or a right that you're supposed to take. Either is fine, just keep running and you will find the exit. Alrighty, so we've just exited that cave. Now we're going to be looking towards the north, which is, if you're confused, it's the one where you can see the beach with the dungeon, with the cave right at the very northern end. We're going to the green thing on the left. So at this angle over here, just navigate your map, make it look like this. We're going to the furthest green pointing one right at the top of my phone screen over there, just above the water. Once you get here, there'll be a giant rock and some golf carts, as usual, always golf carts. In the rock will be the entrance to this cave. All right, so just follow along with me. This one should be relatively easy. You're just going to go down here. There's not going to be any enemies here. Don't worry, at least not in this section. We're going to proceed here to a kind of like a drop. If you shat yourself with those bats, let's go down into this. It says food and dining. And as you can imagine, this you can actually access at any point of the game. You don't need a card to get into this section. This is a great place for food early on if you're really looking for food. But honestly, I haven't even set up a base. I know I'm kind of like, cheating my playthrough here just to show you what to do. But this is a great place for food. Now you can loot this whole area. There shouldn't be any enemies here, but there is a door that you can open up, and this is going to have some enemies in it, I believe, at least further on. But as you go through here, you'll see there's like these kind of like growing plant sections of here. Look down the aisles on the right. There should be a body around one of them. I think it's the second section over here. Here, the one with all the blood. This is actually where you're going to get the crossbow. You finally get a nice crossbow. Crossbow's cool. Get the crossbow. It's worth it. And along into the next room, you'll find crossbow bolts pretty much in all these bodies over here. These do respawn after like a day or two. So if you're trying to get crossbow ammo, coming here regularly is the way to go. Okay, cool. Now you need to go through this door over here, and this is where shit gets creepy. Now you're just going to follow along this path here. It's going to go underwater, which is great. I love being underwater in places like this. It's not entirely underwater, but you have to walk through it like this, and it might be a little bit confusing to figure out where to go, but just follow along with me. We're going to be swimming in a straight line from this point onwards until I tell you to turn. So first room is fine. Keep swimming straight. We're going to swim all the way to the back again. You're going to have to go to the right side of this room here to get through all these different weird machines and stuff here through the next door. From here, you're just going to swim straight again. It's going to be like the same setup as the previous kind of like planters. It's going to be 3 rooms of planters. And then we're going to proceed into this room over here. And this is going to go out into another hallway. Okay, before you go to that door in the distance over there with the key card, we're going to go left through this open door. And we're basically going to go get a VIP access card. So there's a door on the left here too. And this is going to go up the stairs into like a surveillance room. And on the desk over here, you'll get the orange VIP access key card, which you can use for Virginia Puffton, which she should be following you around everywhere at this point in the game. You should note that you can actually give her a gun too. She'll shoot enemies for you. But moving on, now you can head back to that access door. Scan your card on the access door, and this will open up into a new big opening. On the far right-hand side on the couch, there is some clothing to pick up, and this is a dress. If you want to wear a dress, that's where you get dresses. From this point, you can go out the broken window over here. As terrifying as it looks, there is water over here, and this is where you're going to get to the exit. Just follow along the kind of like ground, I guess, until you find a pathway that you can follow. And this will lead you to the exit of the cave. In case you were wondering, this is what's behind the access door over here in the previous vault, or the previous keycard area, the one where we got the guest key. And it's pretty much just like ammunition for your shotgun. So if you're looking for shotgun ammo, this is the place to be. Okay, so now's the time for the final phase of the game, the end. We're actually going to go across the other side of the snow mountain, but go across the side that has that kind of like cave at the north end, the one that we actually got the rebreather from. We're going to go across the snow mountain, that side over there. However, I'm just going to make it easier for you by just flying there just to show you what the map looks like across the way so that you can navigate more easily. The first thing we're actually going to find is a revolver. You'll actually see there is a huge golf course across this side. Now you'll see there is a green blinking dot on my current position where we are, so you don't actually have to be entirely lost to find this. It's just right over here, and you'll see there is a golf cart and a dig site because we're going to be doing some digging. And let's go ahead and dig this up. And there we go. It's dug up and we can go inside. This one is Maintenance C. So just progress down this tunnel over here and we'll find the first thing. We're actually getting the revolver inside of this room. On the first door on the right, there will actually be a construction worker over here, and he has the revolver on the floor right next to him. And this is where you get the revolver in the game. There's nothing else special. It's just some extra loot, as you just came here for the revolver, to be honest. Alrighty, so from this Maintenance C tunnel where we just got the revolver, we're actually going to go to the one that is furthest down there. You can see in the distance, it's far away by a giant lake. That is the one we need to go to. It is an extremely far distance away, but you can find it easily by the fact that there's a huge lake right next to it. Now, this is probably one of the most important caves that you need to do in this game because you get the golden armor, and you cannot finish the game if you don't get the golden armor. You can also get a katana in here, which is fantastic. I like katana, so I'm going to be swinging a sword around as soon as I can after going into this cave. So once you go to the cave, let's proceed and show you where everything is. For this cave, I'm going to 100% recommend you use your shotgun because enemies. As you enter the cave, you're going to drop down into a little bit of a hole here, and we're going to proceed along this passageway. At the stairs, we have to go downstairs because upstairs is blocked, so go downstairs. Use your key card on this door, and then continue down the stairs and keep continuing down the stairs. And then you'll get to a door that you can open up the door. After you open up the door, you will be in this room, no spoilers attached, and you'll proceed through this way. There will be enemies here that you need to deal with. If you see the room open on the right, there is another flashlight attachment that you can get there for another pistol, in case you need one, but we're going to continue along this way after looting it. In the next section, the next room on the right has a putter that you can collect. There's also a golf ball, but after collecting that, you can proceed along the normal pathway. At the stairs, you'll have to go downstairs because upstairs does not open. When you see level 2, we need to go through level 2. There's very important stuff here. Nothing really special in the first room, so let's move on to the second section. In this section, this first door that is open over here will lead you to a room that will give you the katana. So run into this room over here. The katana will be basically on this little stand over here. Pick it up, and that is where you get a badass katana. And there we go. We have a katana. Isn't that dope? Exit that room and then proceed along the way. There is another door. And this door will be covered in all the goo, but this one will have the final thing you need in order to actually finish the story. And that is the golden armor just sitting on the couch over here. You can don the golden armor, go into your inventory, and you just go to the right side over here. You'll find it over there, golden armor, wear it, and you'll see it actually makes your armor entirely gold. The entire golden armor section, which is fantastic. And that is exactly what is required to basically start the ending sequence of the game later on, because you need it to open a specific door. Once you're done with there, proceed into the next room over here. That door you cannot use. You're going to go left and go down the stairs. Down the stairs again. Level 3 is blocked off. Keep going down. We're going to go down to level 5. All the way down. Here's level 5. And at level 5, we'll be retrieving another rare item. Let's go here. Here's the door. We're going to go on the left here, and this will be the autopsy room. I don't know if there's enemies here. I actually have not been here in a normal game. But you'll see on the body in the middle over here, there is a golden mask on this body here, and that is the area you can get the gold mask from. So nice. And then you can just go to that keycard door, and this should lead you to the exit of this kind of area. And like I said, this is indeed the exit. Alrighty, now it's time to basically go to the final bunker and end the game. So you see that green pin, the one that we missed on the way here? There's a secret door in there that is going to lead us to the end of the game. So let's go ahead to that bunker on the beach and show you what to do. Okay, so we got to the bunker here. This is what it looks like on the outside. You can see us on the map here at this marker, this location. Let's go ahead and go inside and finish this game, show you what it looks like at the end. Of course, I will not be spoiling any of the cinematics, so you're going to have to play for yourself for that. So in this bunker, you're going to go down the stairs on the left, go down the stairs again, go down the stairs again, go down the stairs once more. From this point on, I highly recommend using your shotgun to go through everything. Proceed through all the doors, just heading in a straight line, and tell me that's not creepy. That's pretty damn creepy. Go through the door on the end and go down the stairs. More stairs. We love stairs. Into this room over here. And then this goes into a split, left and right. There's only a bedroom on the right-hand side that you can explore if you want, but for the main quest and the other stuff is all on the left. Progress through this little art gallery, and we're going to go right through this door over here. And then into a really nice, luxurious setting over here. You'll see there is like a bar in front of you. There will actually be another shotgun on this shelf and some ammo, shotgun ammo that you can, pick up, of course. And then from here, you're going to proceed to that open door just behind the hanging man. Kind of random. Into this dressing area, I guess. Very fancy stuff going on here. To the right here, into this door on the right again. And you'll see here in the smoke, this is where we need to go. Go into the smoke. And this will go down a cave, a very creepy ass cave. And you can open up this cave, this door over here by holding E, and you put your arm against it because your golden armor is the key to opening up this golden door. Very interesting. And behind that door was indeed the end of the game. I'm not going to show any of it. I'm going to rather leave it to you guys to explore and figure it out yourselves, see the cutscenes, and enjoy the rest of this game that you have. And I hope you guys enjoyed this complete guide. Thank you so much for watching this video.